Welcome to another episode of Duck the Law. Today we are going to be discussing a conspiracy theory that's been making the rounds regarding Biden's replacement for Justice Breyer on the Supreme Court. Here's what people are saying. Biden is going to nominate Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court, and then he's going to choose Hillary Clinton as his vice president. And then at some point, he's going to resign, allowing Hillary Clinton to achieve her dream of being the first female president. So let's talk about this. Is it a possibility? Well, there are actually no rules against this. While it's pure conjecture right now, it's entirely in the realm of possibilities. Kamala Harris is a longtime district attorney. She's the former Attorney General of California, and she's a former senator. So she has the legal experience that would likely meet the minimum threshold for a Senate confirmation. This process would require the vice president resign her position to take a position as a justice, and that's totally legal. Biden could then nominate Hillary Clinton, who would then need to go through a confirmation process through Congress, which I think she's connected enough to pull off. So let's talk about what each party in this chain of events would have to gain from this. What would Vice President Kamala Harris have to gain? Well, that's simple. Nobody likes her. She was one of the first candidates to drop in 2020 because she just didn't have support. The little support she had disappeared after Tulsi Gabbard embarrassed her at one of the debates.
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
People generally find Kamala Harris to be irritating and disingenuous. She has not been able to improve her likability, and she is not likely to win any elections outside another term as vice president. I personally don't see her able to continue a career in politics, so a lifetime appointment as a justice might seem like a good option for her. That's one position where public opinion can't touch her. So why would President Biden go along with this? Well, Kamala Harris is a woman of color, and he promised to put a woman of color on the Supreme Court.
We are putting together a list of a group of African American women who are qualified and have the experience to be in the court.
Kamala Harris is also very conservative, just like Biden, so she would well represent his legacy long after Biden's gone. Biden also might see having Hillary Clinton as his VP as a good way to bring voters out, people who feel like they want revenge for the election in 2016. Also, replacing a female vice president with another female vice president would make him look good. So Biden does have reasons to go along with this, and they're not entirely insane. Now, why would Hillary Clinton go along with this? Because she wants revenge for 2016. Because she wants to be the first woman president. Because she has everything to gain and nothing to lose by agreeing to this venture. Because she's Hillary Clinton. She's a power-hungry warhawk who has a history of doing anything and saying anything to get power.
You say anything to get elected.
Well, actually, I have been very consistent over the course of my entire life. I have always fought for the same values and principles.
Oh, I think that everybody is in favor of free and fair trade, and I think that NAFTA is proving its worth.
I have been a critic of NAFTA from the very beginning.
People who have health emergencies can't wait for us to have some theoretical debate about some better idea that will never, ever come to pass.
I know that we can finish the job of universal health care coverage for every single man, woman, and child.
LGBT Americans, they are full and equal citizens and deserve
the rights of citizenship. That includes marriage.
Do you think New York State should recognize gay marriage?
No.
No. Okay.
I get accused of being kind of moderate and center. I plead guilty.
For the record, are you a progressive or you a moderate?
I'm a progressive. All my grandparents, came over here, and
Turns out only one was an immigrant, 3 were not. Remember landing under sniper fire? There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the vehicles.
But those of us on that trip recall it differently. Instead of running for cover, Clinton was greeted by a schoolgirl who read her a poem of welcome. Accompanying the First Lady, Chelsea Clinton, singer Sheryl Crow, and comedian Sinbad to entertain the troops.
The Democrats have a strong recent history of mucking around with their candidates despite what the will of their constituents tends to be. Just like in 2020, they won't be giving people much of a choice. They're going to tell people you can vote for us or you can vote for Trump. But we can also see how that turned out in 2016, where Hillary Clinton lost the easiest election ever against Donald Trump. Think about that. That's how much she's disliked. She lost an election to Donald Trump. So how viable is this theory? I do think the White House has looked at this as a possibility, but it would also isolate them from everyone except their base. They've already used up all their social capital rigging the primaries of the previous 2 elections, and I think they know that people are disillusioned with the Democratic Party. So while I do think they are looking at this option of elevating Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court, and there are compelling reasons to do that, I think they are much more likely of going the more traditional route and choosing someone from Biden's shortlist. Check out my last video where I talk about the nominees on Biden's shortlist and give you my prediction for who Biden will actually nominate. So what do you think? Does this theory hold any water? Let me know below in the comments. What is your prediction for Biden's nominee to the Supreme Court, and why? Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. We have more amazing content coming up for you. We're going to be reviewing more police body cam videos, dash cam videos, and discussing more misconceptions that people have about the law that governs us. Until next time, duck the law.